So hello everyone, my name is Anton Grishko. I'm Chief Architect at Prophecy Labs. Prophecy Labs is the FinOps platform. We're a SaaS solution in FinOps area. So if you're looking for any kind of FinOps platforms, be welcome, be our guest. And let me introduce today's speaker, Chandresh Desai, Senior Solutions Architect. And Chandresh, hello, welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Anton.
Okay, so what's going to be the topic today? What are you going to talk about?
Yeah, so today's topic is mastering cost optimization in AWS Cloud. And we are implementing it with like a FinOps framework.
Nice. Okay, I wish you good luck. Have a great session. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so hello everyone. So as I mentioned, today's topic is mastering cost optimization in AWS Cloud. So initially, I will be discuss about the FinOps framework and what is the FinOps, and then I will drive the use cases about how we can like implement FinOps phases and the maturity lifecycle model in AWS Cloud. So I hope you like it. So about my introduction. So I'm Chandresh Desai. I am a senior solution architect based in Washington, DC, USA. I have extensive experience in the cloud computing, and I'm holding currently 9 AWS certification and 2 Azure solution architect expert certification. And I'm also have a FinOps practitioner certification there. And I'm currently pursuing FinOps professional certification. So this is about me, and you can also definitely find me in my LinkedIn profile. So I already shared with you guys. And so let's go to the next slide. So let's discuss about the cloud financial management. So according to the Gartner's 2023 reports, Gartner's predict that end user public cloud spend forecast to nearly $600 billion in this year. So this was like Gartner's recent report published in like 2023 in April, I believe. And that was like a forecasted by end of this year, $600 billion. And which is in 2022, it was close to like $491 billion last year. And that was increased by 21.7%. So which is like a huge year-over-year growth on the cloud. So we can definitely see the good future, and most of the companies are moving or migrating to the cloud as enablement there. So let's go to the deep dive into more about the Gartner's report first, and then I will go with like more challenging use cases for that and how we can resolve through the FinOps strategy there. So here, if you can see in this table, infrastructure is a service for public cloud service. These are like mainly segregated like based on each services, like what is the total market in 22 and 23 and probably the what should be in the 2024. So as I mentioned, like this year, 2023, the forecasted market is like almost $600 billion, and probably the next year it will be goes to $724 billion, which is like quite good progress on the cloud as well. And I believe like in the future couple of years, it could be like $1 trillion market in cloud environment there, which is like a great things there. And so in this table, I can show you the like this is recently published, like I believe this in this month, July 2023. This report is published into the Gartner's, and the Amazon is still on top. Last year it was like a 40% share on top of top right now, and this year it could be like similar way, but like we don't have exact report right now. But 2021 and 2022, that market is like Amazon is a top on that, and second number is like Microsoft, and Google is probably fourth market there. So This is, again, it's last year data. We don't have any recent report for 2023 right now. So according to the cloud computing trends, what are the biggest challenges in cloud computing? So the Flexera recently report that, like, 2023 State of Cloud reports, the biggest challenge right now in the cloud is managing cloud spend. So it is also topmost and also surpassed with the security challenge there. So this was organized by like 750 organizations, and it was participated survey there. And most of the challenges, and the managing cloud is the topmost challenge actually. So let's go to the common challenges. What the common challenges we can like go through for the cloud cost management. So there are like few challenges I already written down, but there are like definitely more than that. I research about my FinOps framework, and I also go through my own experience. So I can say these are the most of the challenges cloud financial management. So first, like low cloud spend visibility. So here, organizers use multiple AWS account, and they don't have single payer AWS account. So they use multiple AWS payer account for each team. And so it will be very difficult to visualize like cloud cost spend as an entire organization level. So the visibility is definitely issue there. And the second challenge is complex cloud bills. So each month, like AWS send like a large bill, and it is hard to analyze the cost there, because there is like so many services there, and the bill is definitely large, and you cannot like recognize each individual services cost and amount there. So that is the second challenge there. And budgeting and the forecasting, which is another challenge for that. So cloud spend is variable model, and it is pay as you go model. So if your data science team and spin up new resources, and they stop turning off, and then it will be really challenge for the like team. That will be the bill will be goes really high compared to the previous month, and so it is hard to predict like cloud cost or forecast that billing amount. Let's say go to the cloud architecture design. So this is a crucial point about how you predict your design, how you architect your design. I mean, so let's say if you are take one use case here, AWS DynamoDB is a streaming services, and there is another service is a Kinesis. So both are like a streaming services, but in your company, if your use case is if you can tolerate like less near real-time data, then if you can use the Kinesis, then you can see like much difference in your cloud bill there. Definitely, it is definitely a use case for different use case for DynamoDB, but like functionality the same, and it is cost is like really different based on the cloud architecture design there. So now let's go to the cloud cost commitment across team. As I mentioned earlier, if multiple teams use their AWS account, then sometime you cannot use commitment-based coverage and lose some discount. So if every team has like their own commitment, then they're getting like some less amount of discount compared to the other there's like a central level, organization level commitment discount period. Another thing is for the lack of automation. So if company they use like cloud resources and do not align with as a infrastructure as a core, then it will be big trouble when you assign allocation tag by department or by team there. Because if you use like a manually created resources compared to the infrastructure as a core, then it will be hard to decide the bill according to the billing as well as a tag allocation period there. And the multi-cloud shared cost is always like a big challenge, because many companies use AWS, some company use like Azure, Google Cloud. So, and each cloud provider has a different billing functionality, and there is like hard to manage all the billing in one dashboard. So in that case, we can definitely recommend to go with like any other external tooling, or like if you have like any team in your company, then you can use your own in-house application for that as well. So these are the most common challenges for the cloud cost management. Let's go to the next one. So how we can like overcome these challenges using the FinOps strategy. So this is, so I can like read this definition. Let's say, what is the FinOps? So FinOps is evolving like a cloud financial management discipline and cultural practice that's enabled the organization to get the maximum business value by helping engineering and finance and technology and business team to collaborate on data-driven spending decision. So as we see, like cloud challenges related to the cloud financial management. So FinOps is one-stop solution for many cloud cost challenges. FinOps is like a cultural practice. FinOps can engage with, FinOps can help you to engage multiple teams, like a finance team, engineering team, and business and technology. So they all work together and make a good business decision and get the best business value out of the cloud. So before cloud adoption, there is a one team mostly handle the data center billing because it was like fixed bill per year. But now, if you use like a cloud adoption and cloud enablement there, then cost is variable. And according to the FinOps, if all these teams work together, then organization can like get the biggest value there. So as you already know, the FinOps has FinOps framework is like one-stop solution, and this framework can like is a masterpiece. I can say that it has everything. You can say is it entire the principles there. What the persona you should be reach out, and what are the phases there, and what the maturity model you can use for the FinOps. In this session, I can go like two part actually. I can go first with the FinOps phases, and the second is a maturity model. And both I have use cases like how you can implement the FinOps phases in AWS cloud, and what the strategy you can implement based on these phases there. So let's jump into the one of the FinOps phases. So let's discuss about like FinOps phases. So first phase is like inform, which is like visibility and allocation. So in this phase, FinOps recommended that we can set up the like cost visibility and resource allocation in the AWS cloud. So there are like certain rules that we can like set up in this phase in AWS cloud, like the tag allocation there. In inform phase, let's say in inform phase, we can like identify all AWS cloud resources and tag them by team or environment or like a cost center. The second thing is like a budgeting and forecasting. So with the help of AWS Budget and Cost Explorer tool as a AWS native tool, we can set up the budget and forecasting the monthly and yearly billing. So the third one is like a benchmarking. So we can create like a monthly and 6-month KPI, or probably compare the billing data with like a baseline. So that way we can like create like more robust solution, like comparison, and we can drill down more about each individual resources, price, and billing and cost accordingly. Yeah, let's go to let's say the billing report, for generate the billing report for the each stakeholder or responsible party. So this is very important step that each stakeholder should get the report based on the responsible cost center. So if you have like properly allocated the tags and by team or probably the cost center, then it will be easily sent out the cost billing report to the responsible party there. And the third one is like anomaly, the anomaly detection. Anomaly detection is like, let's say the AWS billing dashboard provides the functionality about the anomaly detection, and it has the best practice to set up anomaly detection alert to responsible party. So let's say the AWS, we can set up through the anomaly detection using the AWS native tool like AWS budgeting, and you can also go to the billing dashboard and you can set up the anomaly detection there, and it can send the alert to the responsible email address or responsible party there. Yeah, for I already mentioned about the tooling. What tool you can use to set up this in inform phase? So for example, let's say the AWS Cost Explorer, which is like easy to use. You don't need to like much detail or need like any knowledge or experience about the Cost Explorer. You can just go to the billing dashboard. You can go to the Cost Explorer. You can view the price. You can view the detail about the resources, usage, and cost by drill down or individual services, or filter out the particular monthly or weekly or based on number of months there. And you can like create a report, export the report. So those functionality there in Cost Explorer. I believe like in inform phase, you can use the Cost Explorer, which is like easiest one thing, versus like cost and usage report and kudos. So cost and usage report, it's another way to drill down like very detailed level AWS services and cost. So I believe we can, if we go with the next phase is like a walk and run, then you can start using the cost and usage report with the AWS kudos dashboard. So yeah, this is the second phase about the optimize. So optimize is like how you can rate and usage your current AWS environment. So since you already set up the visualization allocation in your inform phase, now we can like move forward with, let's say, the optimize cloud resources. In this phase, you can set up list of these processes to get better cloud cost optimization and get better business values there. So for example, let's say looking into your on-demand capacity. So now here is the biggest saving opportunity there. List out or create a report about your on-demand capacity, which is include like EC2 instances, RDS, Elastic Case, Redshift, and etc. And based on that report, you can finalize there how many EC2 instances should be converted to the like another category, for example, like sport instance, or maybe you can take the reservation there. So the second point is here, like reservation planning and commitment. So in optimize phase, so now it's time to, so your visualization and the visualization phase is already done, like inform phase is already done. Now you can plan to take a reservation planning and the capacity. So and that reservation planning, it will be, you can create like upfront cost or probably the partial cost, depends on the duration, like 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years. Most of the cloud provider provide like up to the 3 years probably, but like AWS has a 1, 2, and 3 years plan there. The other one is like for the right sizing. So right sizing, you can configure AWS native to like a compute optimizer, install a compute optimizer or configure, and this tool can recommend you whether your resource is underutilized or overutilized. You can also export this recommendation into CSV file. You can also analyze this recommendation based on your SQL query, or probably you can export the data into the QuickSight dashboard as well for better recommendation there. And other thing is like turn off and turn down, meaning like if you think like your non-production environment only need to be available in business hours, then off business time you can like turn it off based on your instance scheduler, or with the help of like any external tooling, or maybe you can also create like a script or script and like schedule the script to run that like turn off the instances or resources. So yeah, you can also list out all the resources which is not active, like unattached volumes like EBS volume, and out of scope like snapshot. So this make like biggest saving opportunity in this phase. You can optimize a lot of resources that way, and it will be definitely help you to your like cloud environment or cloud cost billing down compared to the previous month there. And here, like, as I mentioned earlier, you can also use same tools like Cost Explorer, Cost and Usage Reports, Kudos, and Compute Optimizer. I already added there. But these are the main tool as a cloud native tool. You can use it to make it like your environment better as a cost optimization model. So let's jump into the next phase as a operate phase. So this operate phase is it gives you like a guidance about whatever you set up in inform and optimize phase, that you can continue to improve and make it as a personalized in entire organization. So in this phase, you can also create a like FinOps culture. So this is one of the biggest challenge in most of the organization, and to make the FinOps culture and engage with the different personas like executive, product owner, or finance or accounting, it will be definitely like a challenging task as well. So implementing the organization automation to the cloud. So which is like in this phase, you can also create a FinOps run book. For example, you can create out like list of the optimization script and create a FinOps run book for like turn down the EC2 instances, remove the unattached EBS volume. So those optimization process you can create in one FinOps run book and run this FinOps run book in automation pipeline there. So it will be, so that way you can like make it entire process automatic, and you don't need to be worry about like to run it like manually or anything as a manual process there, and which is recommended in this phase as a operate phase, because this is the final phase and we have to be continue this cycle for as a FinOps phases there. So in this phase also, like engineer should take action here. So how engineer can take action? Probably like in this case, you can use as an external tool, because I don't think so like there is any tool in AWS native tool which is like integrated with the Jira dashboard, or probably like Confluence or something like that. So if you can use any external tool, you can create a ticket in Jira dashboard, automatically create a Jira dashboard ticket and assign to the engineer. So engineer can like work on that ticket and like like finish that use case there. So in this phase, you have like already set up and expand and create like cost and usage based metrics and KPI compared to it with like historical data. So meaning, let's say if you are if you already have a KPI set up and with like historical data, and show this optimization report to your company executive, so this will be great success as an optimization level, because in this space you can definitely sell a lot of money in your cloud cost optimization model there. As a tooling, as we already got idea about like this tooling, like AWS cost and usage report and kudos and compute optimizer. So I believe like in this phase, you can definitely use as a cost and usage report, and you can like send the data into the like a storage S3 account for cost and usage report in a CSV file or Parquet file or any other format, and export this data into like a Redshift or like any, I mean, you can also query into the Athena, and that report can be drilled more down into the QuickSight level. So this is one of the biggest thing you can represent with your executive and stakeholder personas there. So let me drive you one like use case or case study here. So this is, I'm like driving with the person named John. So John is like a cloud architect in one of the company, and that company doesn't have FinOps culture yet. So CFO ask him to like work on like a cloud financial management, and he recently got FinOps training and certification, but he doesn't know how to accomplish or how to like start the FinOps journey in real world. So I can drive you how we can work this strategy using like a FinOps maturity model, like a crawl, walk, and run, using this John story. So let's understand that one. So let's say the John can, so John can learn about, let's say in the FinOps maturity model, crawl models, like first initial maturity model. So in this crawl model, John can learn about like AWS Cost Explorer. And he can also create a like cost usage report with like a specific duration. So FinOps like recommended that in this maturity model crawl, here John can knowledge about the FinOps practitioner and certification. So he can like first start with the uh, like cost explorer, as I mentioned earlier, but like for the in crawl maturity model, he can like also use like a cost explorer to generate the budget and forecast report, and that report can like send to the CFO. And AWS forecasted like a monthly bill compared to the actual bill, and could be like a so forecast monthly bill should be like a 20% variance, should be okay since this is the beginning phase right now. So 20% variance, which is like a optimal level right now, because like many companies initially try to make a, like a exit, but this is really hard to be forecasting in this phase. So 20% variance, which is tolerable, the FinOps recommend that process. So let's go to the another maturity model. So what John can do in this model. So now John is moving to the next cycle as a walk. So CFO is happy with like John's job, like since he's already created like FinOps culture, like he started FinOps culture and cloud financial management process in the company. So now CFO asked to the John, we have like cloud cost optimization and resource allocation is already done. Now, how we can like lower down the cost in this maturity model? So now John have already know this capability like in the walk phase, sorry, in the crawl phase. Now we need to mature this capability more in the walk maturity model. So in this model, John has opportunity to utilize AWS cloud native tools. He can find the use like a commitment-based model or commitment-based discount and use target coverage up to the 70%. So in so target coverage up to the 70, which is really good. I mean, as a because like this is really difficult to beat the commitment compared to like 80% or 80-90%. But yes, in the walk phase, if you even target 70% as a coverage for the commitment based discount, which is totally fine, and it will be definitely as a better understanding about the FinOps culture and the maturity as a maturity model for that. So in this walk model, he can also forecast like a monthly bill with variance as a 15%, which is like in the crawl phase, the forecast monthly bill was like a 20% variance. So it can like decrease by 5% in this walk maturity model. So that way you can like more mature your capability compared to the crawl, and in the walk phase, you are like more mature. And so in another like next phase is for maturity model is like a run. So now CFO is like very optimistic about like cloud FinOps process. So he's very happy with like whatever the John did, like FinOps culture and the cloud financial model. So now CFO is asked to John, you did really great job in crawl and walk. Now, how we can expand this cloud financial management technique to entire organization? Because John created like one capability in the like crawl and walk phase, walk maturity model. Now he want to utilize this technique to entire organization in a run model. So in this model, John can have multiple options there. So he can like train the staff because he already understands the FinOps strategy and he already implemented in the organization. So he can train the internal staff there, or he can like hire also the external FinOps trainer to train the company's internal staff. So this way, John can expand the FinOps culture in entire organization. So John can use like a multiple AWS native tooling in this model as well, or he can also bring external tool to be make more cost saving as well. So in this like run model, like 90% of the company's cloud resources should be allocated or tagged properly based on the company's environment, company's team, or based on the cost. So allocation, so that way you can more mature your capability in this case. And in this expansion about this maturity model, commitment-based discount target should be like 80%. So initially it was like a 70%. Now you can increase the commitment discount target by 80%. So these things you can use based on like AWS native tooling. Let's say, for example, AWS Cost Explorer. So Cost Explorer has like a report like how much you can use your AWS commitment-based discount, and how much is your coverage rate, what is your consumption rate. So those rate and report you can show to your executive, and you can also define that target coverage rate to the 80%. So, and this FinOps like maturity model, like crawl, walk, and run, this is not a one-time process or cycle. You can like continuously repeat this cycle. For example, you can, let's say you're already in the crawl phase, you set up this visualization process. In walk phase you create like commitment, and the run phase you already implemented. But like for few things you have like if you are running this cycle, then you can increase your target coverage like 80% or maybe the 90%, or maybe you can go with like more than that as well. So keep repeating this cycle, which is like give like much more robust solution for as a cost optimization and cloud financial model for that. So so what are the best practices for the FinOps actually? So here this is again as like if the company doesn't have like FinOps culture, they can definitely implement those FinOps best practices for initial as like a low-hanging fruits to get like better discount or better as a cost-saving opportunity there. So firstly, let's say the near real-time visibility of the cloud spend. So in AWS Kudos dashboard or external tooling to visualize your current cloud cost. So here near real-time visibility, the meaning like if you have cost and usage report already set up, and it will be sending the data to the S3 bucket. So you can create on top of that like AWS Kudos, or you can also use as a external tooling there. So they mostly use the AWS cost and usage report to view your utilization and usage and rate data there. In the second one is like a team take a responsibility of the cloud cost. So FinOps always mention that like each team has the responsibility of cloud cost management. So in that case, the tagging allocation, which is like very important things there. So that way, as a central organization, as a central cloud cost optimization team can know which resource is part of the which team. So that way, the tagging is definitely is the number one priority for all the organization there. The third one is, let's say the cloud consumption should be measured by unit economics, not with the dollar value. So always set up like unit economics based on the consumption rate and the target, and create a like unit accordingly. You cannot like, you can definitely use as a dollar amount value for each resources and provide the budget accordingly. But like when you grow the company or when you grow the resources in AWS, it will be hard to manage as a dollar value compared to if you create like unit economics there. So FinOps always recommend that you create like unit economics based on your FinOps, based on your like company's consumption rate and based on your company's CPU RAM, and that way you can definitely create a unit, and it will be more valuable to be target or budget accordingly. The fourth one is like a setup budget target and alert system. So yeah, you can definitely use as AWS native cloud budget tool or the Cloud Explorer, which will like give you the budget report, and you can also send this report to the as a alert, for example, like any responsible party there. So third one is other one is like a take risk opportunity of cloud commitment based on the purchase model for the long-term savings. Yes, so this is definitely opportunity to use as a commitment, as a reservation, or you can use as a saving plan for your EC2 instances or RDS. Or so saving plan is for reservation only, but like for saving plan is for sorry, the EC2 instance and elastic case, and probably the Redshift you can use that, which is give you like initial level as a commitment based discount, like 20% or probably 30%, up to 30% there, based on your duration, how much duration you can use for that commitment. Yeah, the other one is like auto size the underutilized service using the automation. So automation is a key part here. So if your EC2 instance is probably like running with like lower consumption, but like it has like very high instance size there, so those is like definitely extra vest there for AWS. So use some automation tooling there, and it will be give you recommendation there. Okay, for example, like AWS compute optimizer, which is one of the best tool in AWS native tool there is a for you can install and configure into the EC2 instances there. So it will give you the recommendation report which EC2 instance is overutilized based on like CloudWatch CPU and RAM value. And if it is like underutilized, then it will be sent the report there, and you can work or create an automation accordingly. So yeah, another biggest advantage for in cloud is the spot instances, which is like the biggest saving for that. So for example, let's say if your company has like Kubernetes environment, like auto healing application there, and you can use like a spot instances there, which will give you like 70%, 80%, or up to 90% discount or saving compared to the on-demand EC2 instances there, which is one of the biggest opportunity to cost saving there. And the last one is like the focus on the coverage rate and utilization rate. So as I mentioned earlier, if you have already the reservation or if you have already the savings plan, then how you can know that what is your coverage rate and utilization rate, which is very important thing actually, because some companies create a reservation or utilization for the EC2 instances, and they don't use that reservation or that much. So all the saving has been anyway going to the waste. So Cost Explorer, it gives you the commitment-based resources coverage and utilization report, and you can definitely compare that report with month by month, and you can try to increase the coverage rate 70 to 80 to 90%, up to 90% area. So this is the high level things about that. And yeah, I have already additional links to follow there. There are like Gartner's report for Flexera 2023 reports. I already provide the link. I can definitely share this slide to you guys, and you can also use as a kudos dashboard. So AWS has a like a really good article, or probably you can also follow the AWS well architecture labs there. They have proper setup or proper process to how you can install AWS kudos dashboard, how you can like create a cost and usage report, and that will be sent the data to the S3, and that report you can use into the cloud and usage dashboard there. There are many other dashboard for AWS kudos. Let's say there is a cloud intelligence dashboard there. There is a KPI dashboard there. So those initial phase will be definitely help you to visualize your environment and visualize your cloud cost, and then you can start with like optimization phase there. So yeah, and you can also follow the AWS Cloud Financial Management, and it has very useful videos and documentation there. I already provided the link, so I think probably like in this year or last year they started like this process, or they already started some like kind of managed service. But I already provided this link, and there is a lot of cloud cost optimization saving plan tricks and tips there. You can follow that one and you can implement into your AWS environment. It will be definitely biggest saving as the initial level there. Yeah, I think that's it for it. And thank you so much for attending me.
All right, that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone, if you have questions, this is the time to ask those questions. We have another 10-15 minutes to talk to answer on your questions. So please do not hesitate to answer your questions in chat or in Q&A section. And there is one question already to you.
Sure.
The first question, can you share your presentation? So people asking if you can share that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can put this my slide into the link section, so it will be open to everybody. They can definitely see that presentation. Yeah, sure.
Okay, super. Because we have a couple of those questions about those slides. It's great. So again, anyone, if you have any questions, please ask them in chat or in Q&A section. And we have one question. Can you elaborate on utilization coverage? How to know if we purchase above than what we need? So how to know if we purchase above than what we need?
So the utilization rate and the coverage rate, I think this is one of the best option. You can first go to the AWS Cost Explorer, and they have already report there. You can use as a reservation and utilization report there. You can also adjust the like a duration, like it should be like a monthly, or probably you can specify a specific period of time, and based on that time you can find out like how many instances or how many instance family use how much utilization for that particular reservation. Let's say it can easily give you the idea about like, okay, this instance family use like a 70% utilization rate, this instance family use like 80% there. So those report definitely help you that. And if you think, okay, let's say you already create a reservation, or you already create a savings plan, for example, for instance family T2, then and in T2 there is like only 3 instances there, and your utilization rate is there, for example, like 70%. So you can definitely add more instances like in T2 family. So that way you can get like more utilization, because your coverage rate is only 70%. So you should be add more EC2 like a T2 instances into the same instance family. And you can definitely see like 1 or 2 days, your utilization and coverage rate has been changed in the report Cost Explorer there.
Okay, we have, thank you for your answer. Thank you so much. We have one more question. Can you assist me on how to create AWS cost optimization reports inside AWS Cost Explorer? Is there any videos, documentation available, please?
So yes, if you go to the link, for example, AWS Cloud Financial Management, I already provided the link here. Let's say this link. So let's see, if you go to the Cloud Financial Management link, it has already multiple videos there. So videos definitely help you how you can use the AWS Cost Explorer as a native tool as initial level, and how you can create a different reports like budget reports, or like executive reports, or probably like, and based on the duration, like last few months or probably this month, based on the services. So there is like a multiple option there. You can group by the services, you can filter out the services, you can specify number of columns there. So there is all drag and drop there, or probably you can use as a more drill down level as well. So yes, I can highly recommend that you can follow the link as a AWS Cloud Financial Management, AWS as a cost management there. So it has multiple resources or videos there for the AWS Cost Explorer.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. One more question. What do you think about reserved instances and spots? What's the better?
So yeah, reserve instance, it's like I can say that if you have on-demand capacity, which is and if you think that your on-demand capacity, you have to keep it for number of years, for example, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So you need to use as like a reservation for that. But for any of the application, let's say they are tolerable about let's say if the spot instance is basically like shutting down if there is a out of capacity there, and it give you just like probably like 1 or 2 minute notice. So if your application can be tolerable or auto healing, let's say if you are using like a Kubernetes application, Kubernetes orchestration engine for any application, then you might be used like a, let's say 30% your capacity should be spot instance, or probably like 30% is your on demand, and like 20% probably the reservation or commitment base. But your depends on your application if it is tolerable to use as a spot instance. But reservation, you can definitely the long-term commitment there. And for spot instance, there is a no commitment.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. And there is one more question. Any tool will you suggest to explore cost optimization for unused volumes, snapshots, IP addresses, and more to identify? Share me how to approach this, please. This is what's stated.
So AWS has as I mentioned in my previous slide as well, there are like four or let's say like more than four as well, AWS cloud native tool. The first, I believe, like if you don't have any expertise or much knowledge about the cloud cost optimization, then I can highly recommend that first go to the Cost Explorer, AWS Cost Explorer, and then you can use as a like AWS Cloud like Kudos dashboard. You can implement this AWS Kudos. It is not like a managed service, but you can implement it using like a cloud formation template. AWS provide the cloud formation template that it will be create like a entire orchestration there. It will create like cost and usage report. It can create a S3 bucket, and also create like QuickSight, and like create like dashboard in the QuickSight as well. So the entire AWS Kudos dashboard, its entire process can be created through the cloud formation, and AWS has a really good documentation and process statement there in how to create like a AWS dashboard. But for the external tooling, there are like many tooling there you can use there based on your like cloud resource spend, and that way you can use as well as a external tooling as well for that. Yeah.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. We have one more question. Great. It's good that we have a lot of questions. So the question number one, should FinOps practitioner be DevOps engineer, or it can be somebody from finance?
No, FinOps practitioner can definitely like DevOps engineer as well. Like I mean, like DevOps engineer can be FinOps practitioner as well. So I mean, FinOps practitioner, it will be definitely help if you have like cloud knowledge. For example, if you know, let's say if you are solution architect or DevOps engineer, or if you know have like much insight in about AWS or Azure or other Google Cloud or any other cloud provider. So that will be definitely help you to more work on or more understanding about the FinOps. So I am like, as I mentioned earlier, I'm already a senior solution architect in AWS, and I already work I already have certification in Azure as well. So if I go with like a FinOps practitioner, then I can understand more about the cloud services there and what is the billing process there, and that way it will be easy for me to moving forward with the FinOps journey.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. How much time do the company need to implement FinOps framework, approximately, please? Is it like weeks or it's like years?
So it depends on the company's cloud resources and the cloud spend and how. So the FinOps journey is like, if you can see into the walk phase. So first thing is that, the crawl phase. So first thing is that all the like cloud resources is like tagged properly. This is the primary thing, because that's the initial level, and then after you can realize that, okay, which cloud resource should be part of which like team or environment there. So that's the primary thing. So it depends like how much time you spend to allocate those resources, and then moving forward, like how much resources you have like a team resources, how much team resources you have it in your company to work on this FinOps process. But yes, I can say like initially, if you like, let's say the work on the crawl phase, it can definitely start with like few weeks or months to definitely take like longer time for 1 year or yeah, but it depends the company size and company's cloud cost. Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have more questions. Next question. I'm very interested to go for the FinOps certification. Can you suggest me any courses to explore, to understand? Please suggest.
So FinOps, this the one-stop solution is to go to the like finops.org, and there is a link there for get the certified. So right now there is no any external courses there to learn more about the FinOps, but FinOps website is the one thing actually you can learn FinOps framework. You can also go to the FinOps project there, and there is a lot of case study there, use cases. So I can definitely recommend that you can go to the FinOps website and learn more thing. And there is a certification like instruction led certification there, so you can register there as well. But yes, the FinOps website is the prime resource for that one.
Okay, good. And one more question. Anyways, to identify unused resources for public and private clouds. I believe it was just a comment. It's not the question. One more second. There is one more question. Apart from traditional ways to optimize for optimization, like right sizing, is there any other way to identify and optimize resources or technical ways to optimize? Mm-hmm. So apart of traditional ways of optimization, like right sizing, is there anything else that you can do to optimize resources?
So yes, the optimized resources, it's based on so definitely you can use as a CloudWatch as a prime resource for that one. If you are using AWS, let's say EC2 instances or any RDS or any other resources there. So AWS sending all the resource metrics and logs to the CloudWatch, and in CloudWatch, like you can like create a matrix for particular resources. You can define the metrics for CPU, RAM, utilization, usage, all the metrics there. And based on that way, you can identify, okay, which resource is underutilized or overutilized there, and you can optimize accordingly there.
Okay, good. Okay, we don't have any other questions. I just want to add that if you're looking for something more than kudos and just the cost explorer and just digging inside the core report, we are the one who are building the managed FinOps platform called Prophecy Labs. You're welcome to explore. We are combining both Cost Explorer and Core together. We're analyzing it through different algorithms, including machine learning, and giving a bunch of recommendations. So you're welcome to try it. Thank you so much, Chandresh. Thank you very much for this session. And thank you very much for questions that were asked and answered. That was a very great session. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And one more time, thank you, everyone. Have a great day. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.